Yo, dog, Kenny Boucher here, Next Level Painting, hitting you up on the literal best of all days, coming to you with a base hacks tutorial fresh off the press. I'm going to show you guys how I do this workup. This is a Gangster 101, ancient Chinese technique. This is secretly easy. Shout out to Elric's Hobbies. They got a new line of fresh ass stone bases. This is actually the base for our brand new speed painting night that we did, and this is an extension of the speed paint. I've got a dryer sheet. I'm out in the garage, spraying some weird speckling patterns through the dryer sheet, just kind of creating some blotchy effects. The dryer sheet's almost irrelevant here. It's going to create some light spider webbing, but we're going to do so much more. We're going to mash it in. We're going to just try to distort. You see, we're getting some nice speckling. This is just straight black spray paint over a spray painted base. I did actually use the Wraithbone incredibly reasonably priced spray paint from GW, but literally you could use any bone color, even any kind of neutral gray would work here. I just started with that $1 billion can of spray paint, trying to get my money back. And what you're seeing me do here is just kind of lay it down. I'm using plastic. I'm actually just using one of my latex gloves to kind of just grind it into the crevices and leave kind of a stippled swirly pattern. There's no method to this. This isn't science. Just go hard. It does seem that it works a lot better with something that's kind of slick, like plastic, saran wrap, or even like a magazine page, to get these types of ruffled effects. And I'm just kind of going hard, creating some shadowed spots and some patchwork in the base until I feel it's good, you know, like just back and forth. I mean, at any point, if you feel like you kind of went too hard, you can always wipe it off. But here we go. That's the base of our base, as it were. We're going to use a ivory, and we're just going to rapid fire dry brush the ivory in to kind of soften some of the stone, some of the black. Also, it's going to lightly catch the ridges of each one of these tiles, kind of make it look its best. Just go hard and fast. Keep the brush nice and dry. You see we're getting a nice powdery stone effect. We're going to use some pure white. I'm dipping into the Armor Painter arsenal right there. Same deal. Just introduce a little bit of white into it. Go a little bit more dry, a little bit more selective, and push a little harder, and then release pressure to try to get some irregularity in the effect so it looks, you know, maybe not perfectly uniform. Try to go with it super fast. Speed hack 101. Boom. Dry brushing. There it is. Look at that. Starting to really come together. You're starting to see all the pores in the stone looking its best. Now we're going to grab some wash. I'm using oil wash here. We are using Mr. Hobby, Mr. Weathering Oils. I'm using their multi-black right now. You could probably achieve everything we're doing here with just straight up paint. You don't need to use oils, but I've been on an oil kick lately, so this is my jam. We're just going hard, letting it get into the crevices. It really does pin wash very easily, and it does remain somewhat workable. Now what we're going to do is start to create some kind of blocked in shadowing, kind of just cross hatching, just kind of hint at shadows. Nothing too crazy here. Keeping it loose. And now we're using a sand oil color. Now, like I said, you could use a regular ass paint for this. Just glaze it in. But this is going to be like kind of another highlight. It's a basic sandy color. You could, you know, get this from any line of paints. But like I said, I am using Mr. Hobby Weathering Oils right now just because it's been my jam lately. We're going to just go even harder. Wow, just box it in. It's still wet and still workable. That's where like the oil is fun. And it does dry with an interesting effect. And we're just kind of working it in, having fun, kind of just making it up as we go. Just blocking it in like we're drawing. You know, just not overthinking anything. Pow, 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 pow. Look at that. And they even have a white oil, which I am going to pull out in a minute to continue the trend. But you see how it just really absorbs into the what we've done. It really just blends into the already black oil that we put in there. And just look at it. Looking solid. So we got some white oil right now. And we're just going to just add another sliver of highlight and just watch it just kind of disperse capillary into the previous stages as it remains workable. Looking its best, having fun with it. This didn't take very long at all. This was part of our Chaos Knight speed painting tutorial, and I figured the base was kind of interesting enough to get its own video. As you see, we just blocked this out, and it's okay to be this bold because the oil is going to kind of just slowly disperse, kind of fade out. We're even going to start sketching it in, letting it blend in with some of that tan color. Just let it be irregular. Like, I don't want it to be truly uniform. And there's pretty much it. Solid base hack. This didn't take but maybe 30 minutes total. And there it is after it dried for a little while. Not totally dry just yet. but you can see it really does have a solid effect. Looks very real. And here he is, of course, chilling on the knight. This was a knight that we painted very recently. It only took about 4 hours, a speed painting tutorial. And his base, shout out to Elric Hobbies for providing the base for this tutorial. Play on, players. If you like these tutorials, check out Next Level Painting on Patreon. Become a patron of the arts today. We offer early and exclusive access to our videos and a rewards program for different pledge levels. Patreon is PayPal and credit card secure, so you don't have to worry about that. We use 100% of the money to improve our process.